Hey guys, so in this video I was going to put my requirements together for my budget software or the method that I want to use for tracking, but I realized that I wanted to do a little bit more organizing before I got to that point. Basically what I'm going to be doing is taking this and drawing it out in a lot more detail because I realize it's going to make it a lot easier for writing all the requirements out for what I want my budget to do as well as the outputs. So I'm going to be doing that in this one. You don't have to watch it. Just going to be doing some organizing. And then in the next one, we'll actually get started on implementing the tracking. I put some nice background music on, or sounds rather, so you can listen to stuff while you watch stuff. So the the center part, I guess the most important part of my entire cash flow system is going to be the staging account. I like to call it the staging account. That's my checking account. Because all the money goes in there, and then from there it goes out to other places. So the staging account, right? And one of the main things that comes in is my income. How should we represent income? All right, it's going to be a cylinder. No, it's not. Let's not make it a cylinder. What is income? Income is like a bond, right? As you get paid out monthly. So let's represent it as a beveled rectangle. No, I don't like it. Yeah, it's going to be one of those. Okay. So from the staging account, we have a bunch of different credit cards. These are all the credit. I'm going to list every single one of my credit cards. And it's useful to use this thing. Amex, HH Honors. It's 9. Then we got 4 and we got 3. A lot of these credit cards I don't even really use actively, so they're just going to be kind of like taking up space. But they're not closed. They're still active, so I do want to I do want to keep them. So it's going to be like that. If you're wondering what the BB is the Better Balance card. It's a card that is actually discontinued right now from Bank of America. It gave you $25 back every quarter as long as you paid more than the minimum payment on the card every billing cycle. Thought it was a pretty darn good deal when I got it. And I got it right before they closed it, so I was excited. Let's see, rewards. Discover IT, and this is a 5% card back. Cashback card. Discover also has a miles card, which they call the Discover IT Miles. So I just call it the miles card. It's kind of confusing though. So then we have Chase Amazon. And then we got Chase Freedom, Freedom Unlimited. We have the Chase Sapphire. I just call it the Chase SR. Then we have the US Bank Cash Plus card. I think they just do it like that. That's the technical name for it. So, alright, so these are all the cards that I have open rather. I don't use all of them. So a lot of these I don't really use, like the Barclay card, the City Rewards. So I'm going to put them over to the side, kind of. This one is also not active. Oops. Spoiler alert. This one's not active. I don't really use this one. Don't use this one. And all these three I don't use. So I'll put them over there. These are the ones that I kind of more actively use. Actually, I do use this one. I do use the Miles card. Alright, but basically I am just listing out where all this money is flowing to, right? At the bottom of this I have my expenses. This is like expenses line. Oh, I think I have one before that I could just copy. It's a different color, saved me a little bit of clicks. And below here I have expenses, and how did I call expenses? I like using an upside down trapezoid for this. Yes, well, that's not really a trapezoid. Man, that thing really wants to spoiler alert you. My twitchy finger on the on the whatchamacallit keyboard. So let's do that, but I like it the other way. Screw it, bro. I'm not gonna screw around with that too much. This is good enough for government work. Alright, so down here I got all my expenses, alright? Don't really even need this line, honestly, but... So here are those to be represented. Right, so everything that touches this barrier pretty much crosses the line here is an account that I want to track, add to my tracking software. But I'm really just going very tediously into this. Kind of like, I really like having drawings for things, for what's going to happen, so that all I got to do is basically go and create this thing. It's just work at that point. I don't really have to think as I'm doing it. You know, all the creation has already happened. So leaving all these on the side there. Now we connect all these accounts. Man, it's gonna look kind of ugly with arrows all over the place, but we deal with it. So one thing that's going to happen eventually is that we're going to want to create a system for moving money between all these accounts, right? Like, yeah, ideally money goes from staging into all my accounts, right? To go to pay off my credit cards, but I mean, they do happen automatically right now because I already had that set up, but if we haven't set up the automatic transfer, then I would usually put something like dotted lines, because man, that looks so ugly, man. And that's how we're gonna leave it. Now, when I was doing my mirror, I kind of did take some notes here. And one thing that I'm gonna like to add is just a list of all the subscriptions that are on each of these cards, right? Oh, you know, another thing that happens is directly from the staging account, the staging account gets pay expenses directly from that, right? That's via the debit card. But the debit card, I don't track the debit card, I just track the staging account, so it's fine. But I will just write a note here. For myself, so I have that. So I know how that, or what that line represents. Okay. So, subscriptions that are charged. Supposed to be tiny. There's a lot going to go on this. So via the debit card, what we get is life insurance. And that's about it. And I also pay my rent through this. I guess I could add that there. But it's not like an automatic thing. It's meant to be oh, you know what? I'm just gonna label what kind it is, whether it's an auto or it's a rent I pay manually. Alright, technically this is not correct. Technically, I pay rent through my Venmo account. I'm gonna make Venmo a square because it's a square. Venmo is very squarish. So Venmo. Rent goes there. We got, you know, I'm just gonna suck it up and make this ugly elbow connector. That looks so ugly. Ah, jeez. But I want to use this thing, bro. There we go. Guys, don't get so many credit cards that I have. You don't need more than a couple. It's really kind of overkill to get these many. What a challenge. But alright, this is also not technically correct because sometimes Venmo goes from money in Venmo goes to my checking account as well. So this is a more accurate description of that. And then expenses get paid through that rent. Okay, and then on this one, on Discover Miles, we got YNAB. Another spoiler alert. On this one, we have... what do we have? Nothing. On the Chase card, we have my health insurance. Or rather, health share. YNAB is auto. We have this thing called HelloFresh, and it's automatic when I use it. And I'm not on any subscription, but it's just a stored thing. So it's stored in there. I also have car insurance stored. Although that I can change at any time. Fast Track stored. Coach Connections is auto. Okay, and that's the Chase card. All right. For this one, got a couple. I have the platform fee, and I also have Google Drive or Google Storage. No, that's on the Visa card. Not the MasterCard. The MasterCard I don't use. That's the one I don't use. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's too many. Too many cards, man. Oh, on this one I also have bringing this over there. Give it some more space. We've got LastPass, Auto, and Google Domains, Auto. Yeah. Where did my where did this get charged? Oh. G Suite, right in there. Right in there. Okay, this is a clusterfuck. Some of these I don't really use for, don't have any subscriptions on there. So we kind of don't want to really put them, but that's kind of how they are anyway, so it's whatever. I mean, the thing is, I might just use one of these. Like I'm thinking of just using one of these for work anyway, because I do incur some work expenses. And it's going to be nice to it would be nice to separate the work expenses and everything from all these, but so now I'm just going to put them all like together here. Z for Zendetta. There we go. Okay, now I also have, this happens sometimes, cash, and I use the cash to pay for expenses. Not really anything in particular, so it's kind of an easy one. And the cash is one of these, goes back and forth between my checking account, but there's also times when I get money in my cash account from somewhere else. So let's just call this MISC. This could be selling stuff on OfferUp or some other thing. Like I sold my bed frame last month and they paid cash for it. But I mean, let's also add OfferUp to this. I mean, even though that's not really going to be tracked, I don't think that softwares are going to track that, but I mean, it is going to track the staging account, so we can see what's going to be coming into there. Oh, so something that happens with this is that with my job, right, going back onto that topic, I do have a reimbursements that come because I use my money to pay for work expenses, and then I get reimbursed at the end of the month. And that goes into my staging account. And man, I'm gonna clean this up. I gotta clean this up somehow or other, because it is a mess. So reimbursements come in, but I also I pay like, all right, well, we're gonna move that there, shorten this and that as well. I don't know what to do with these. They're just in the way. Work expenses. But the work expenses, like, I can use either one of these to pay, any of these to pay for work expenses. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose this card and basically use that to pay work expenses. Reimbursable expenses, basically, right? They're not my expenses. And I keep track of them completely separately. But for accuracy's sake and drawing this out, we're going to list it on here. And of course, this thing gets connected like that. What a mess. Okay, now I also have the brokerage account. Right, the one I forgot to add a couple videos back. And that is connected to the staging account. All right. What else? I mean, I also have interest. Comes from the staging account into the staging account. I'm not going to list that here. Oh, I got PayPal account. And sometimes PayPal does go to pay for like expenses and whatnot. And the PayPal account is also connected like that to the staging account. It's a back and forth way of going about things. Okay. Well, I think that's all. So with this mess of stuff here, I am going to now I'm going to be able to create a lot more easily my list of requirements or what I want to get out of my my tracking setup. So that's it. I'm going to end it right here, and I'll see you in the next video real soon. Okay, bye-bye now.